Hi, folks, and welcome along to another Sonic Academy live show with myself, Phil Johnson, and I'm joined with Chris.
Joined with Chris,
Joined
together with Chris.
Yeah, you're here. Also,
I'm here. Welcome along, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. It has been a tight run in tonight. It has been lots of things to get ready and things not going live. But we got there.
Yeah, got there in the end. Just about.
I just want to welcome along Cosmic Cat, Deadly Custard, Sonair DJ, a brilliant name, Majestic Pillow. I love that name. Burgeslaw, welcome along. Mars Techniques, Show Me the Lights, Kava, Exit 101, Travis Basso, Automatic Dream. All welcome, very, very welcome. Hope you enjoyed the next hour and a half with us and myself and Phil.
Yeah.
We've got a lot to get through tonight. We have a busy, fun-packed, interesting,
what have we to get through,
show.
Chris?
We've got to get through the best synth ever in the world.
Well, I was sort of thinking more along the lines of the most influential.
Yeah, but that's not very clickbaity.
No,
the title has to be clickbaity.
Yeah, we noticed. We started noticing the more clickbaity our titles were, the more numbers we got.
So expect really, really outrageous video titles from here on in.
You'll never guess how this is done.
The secret revealed of how somebody makes their productions.
Five things you're doing wrong in your production.
Stop doing it right now and watch this. So yes, we're going to have much more clickbaity just for a laugh. I'll welcome along Jim McLeod. Welcome along. Yes, so we're going to do.
And also, while just everyone stop, just a minute. Just everyone stop. Right, go into your Facebook pages and just share the link, or like go to people you know. Share.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. Then we get more likes, and then more people come. It's more fun. No?
Yeah.
No?
Kenny D, you can come back anytime. Says Chris, you've lost weight. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks. On the other hand, have been eating all the pies.
We're starting to look like the number 10. Yes. No. Thank you so much. So we're going to
further away. Am I?
Yeah, I don't know. Put the camera up high and down low. Maybe you'll get skinnier.
Yeah,
we're going to.
It's lockdown. What do you expect?
I know it is.
You know what happened?
Lockdown.
It started off like, do you know when there was like scarcity for food, so we started like ordering loads of food, like loads of like Kit Kats.
Totally, honestly,
so
I have a rack here that is used to contain gear that now contains stockpiling food. Soup and tins of chickpeas.
Yeah.
So I will get to this because Phil keeps interrupting me. We're going to talk about the best synth ever made, and I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. It was the JV 2080, and we'll move on. Then we're going to announce the winners of the Synthwave competition. We're going to also do a competition at the end of the show where you can win some D16 plugins. We're going to give you a folder of samples, and I didn't put an end time to the remix competition. Will, can you go into the remix competition and put an end time?
Would you in a week or 2 weeks?
Well, I don't know. We'll ask people on the chat.
Yeah.
Do you want
a week or do you want 2 weeks to do your remix?
So what you're going to do is get about 10, 15 samples in a folder, and you're going to make a track, and the winner will get 3 D16 plugins. They do like Tour Verb and stuff like that, and £50 Sonic Academy vouchers. Second place will get
Fusicon.
What
I don't know. What's the 303 one?
Decimeter
and Repeater.
Repeater. So they do some cool plugins.
Anyway, it's 909, 606 is 303s, and a 101.
The Lush. It's a lovely Lush. Lush is really, really nice. So, do you want 1 week or do you want 2 weeks? We can it'd be cool to do 1 week and then announce the winners the next week. Everyone's saying 2 weeks already.
Yeah. Okay, 2 weeks.
2 weeks then. So yeah, we'll give you 2 weeks. And what Phil's going to do at the end of the show, he's going to download the same samples as you, and we're going to give him not 2 weeks, but we're going to give him about 7.5 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
You can use other samples, but don't use any like copyrighted stuff. Like, don't mash up stuff from other tracks, but all your own original stuff. But you can use samples from.
Use samples and then just use synths and whatever else you've got lying around. But please don't go and sample dead mouse.
What genre? Any genre?
And any genre,
Any
no,
genre?
no, it's totally any genre.
genre.
Because normally that's the problem with remix competitions. You get in a dubstep remix and you go, that's brilliant, but the label that you're remixing for is never going to release dubstep, so it's sometimes difficult.
Fidget House.
Fidget House,
Remember Brian's
or
Fidget House course?
yes, or
Can we play it?
minimal.
Because I know you didn't want us to play it. We were like,
Oh
on
no, that's
on
mean.
the Skype on it. Brian, should we play your course? No.
No. So Will's pinging me here saying the 4th of June for the end of the comp. So okay, Thursday. Tell you what we'll do. We'll at noon
Noon?
BST Thursday
Yeah, and then we'll
on the
announce the
Thursday,
winner.
4th of June,
Are we going to pick the winner
and
and
then
then
we'll
announce
get.
it?
Yeah, we'll pick the winner and we'll announce it. So, and we've look. To be honest, there is zero rhyme or reason to the samples that we chose. We just went and grabbed some and threw them into a folder and put the folder up. So
Yeah, we tried to pick good ones. We didn't try to throw any curveballs really, but there's some vocals, there's some drums, there's some. Well, you'll hear them all later anyway because we're gonna go through them. And
yeah. Okay. So, Phil,
yes.
What do you think was? Now we're discussing: is it the best synth or the most influential synth ever made?
Well,
soft or hard?
So that's what she said.
Oh, stop it, matron.
The synth that changed my life was the SY85, Yamaha SY85. It was released probably late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
And it was the successor to the SY77, which was Yamaha's first AWM or sample-based synthesizer. It was sort of competing with the Roland D50.
Yeah. I had the 22. Loved it.
I have a 77 still over there. It's got
combines
AWM.
Does it work?
Yeah, I have a SY77. Cool. Yeah.
Okay.
It combines AWM and FM. It's got two DX7s inside.
Right.
And sampling stuff. The samples are a bit rubbish now. But the SY85, they ditched the FM. They added you could load in your own samples. Had a sequencer. It was a full workstation. Sounded great for the time. And I think I got it, must have been, what was I, maybe 15, 14, 15? And it must have been way later than that because I'd got it. I basically I was putting down like 20 quid a week or putting all my pocket money for like 6 months in a music store, and I got that. And the big thing, because basically I'd had a Kawai K1. Do you remember them?
Yes, yeah. They were kind of a smallish sort of synth,
weren't they? They were small sort of. They were pretty basic.
Yeah.
They were one of the first sort of sample based. Well, it wasn't even. It was waveforms, like single cycle waveforms. And it didn't have a filter on it, so I bought this synth thinking I'm entering synth world, and there was no filter on it. And I was on the Kawai one, so that's what I was.
Okay, right.
And then my mate brought around an Alpha Juno, and I was like, "That's it. What's that? That squelchy thing?" And he was like, "Don't know." And I was like, down through the menus, and was like, "Filter cut off." And I was like, "That's it. That's the thing I need." Because before that, I had no concept whatsoever of like what I was just like listening to acidy stuff, going, "What's that sound? How do you get that sound?" And I was trying to make it, no idea. And then he brought down this Alpha Juno, and it just went wow, 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 and I was just like, "Oh my god, that's the most like squishy thing." So, and then that was me like trying to find synths with filters, and the SY85 had a filter, and I was just in the shop, wow, 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 got it home, amazing, changed my life.
Changed your life.
Changed my life.
The synth that changed my life. It's kind of well, it wasn't synth; it was a sampler, but it had a synth. Was the FZ1 Casio?
Yes.
Because prior to that, you were using kick drums from like the U220 and stuff and hats, and it was just like those naff drum kits.
Yeah.
And then I was able to sample. I remember it took me about a month or 2 months to work out. I'd never heard of a 909, but I could hear the drum and going, all the records. And I remember going up to an engineer and like, maybe they're slapping in 58 or something.
Yeah,
and
I had no idea either. I remember because I had my setup back then was the Kawai K1. I had an Emu Sound Blaster card in my PC. They had some decent pads and stuff in it, and then I had a PSS 51. Right, that was a mini key Yamaha, right? But it had
drum pads.
Yeah, it had the drum pads, but it had a classic 909 kit in it. Had the kick. I was like, yeah.
Well, I was in the studio and we were trying to work out what to do with it. Was with a rap band, and I kept playing the drums to this guy, and the guy went, "Yeah, I think that's a 909." And he called up his mate, and within an hour, his mate dropped around the 909, and he plugged it in.
Dropped
And
around to your brought around and I.
no, we were in a studio. We were in a
Yeah.
proper big studio, and he dropped around the studio, and I nearly shat my pants. It's just like, this is it. This is. It was like finding your long lost father or something. It was just amazing. And
the SY85, so it had sample memory, but it only had like, I think, was it maybe 256K or something, or 512K. There's not a lot of sample memory, and you had to send the samples over MIDI. So the drums I wanted, I got off Hard Floor's Home Run, and there was a program called Wave 2, I believe, and it was like a crappy PC audio editor, but you could send MIDI samples, 3 samples, and I remember the first time like getting it. There was just a random guy in Newton Arts Shopping Centre, Microtech, who like knew about stuff. He got me like all the stuff, and so yeah, I sent the drums over. And I just remember the first time just going, and then sending breaks across and stuff. It was just like, what?
Heaven. So what synth? But what do you think? I mean, the stuff that you've possibly not used or had. What do you think's been the best synth ever made? I mean, I would probably go with the Moog.
The Mini Moog.
Yeah.
Probably the most influential. Yeah, it's probably got to be, isn't it? It's still talked about today. It's still coveted today. It's one of the first
still
sort of
playable.
playable.
It was just so fat and still today it's still such a coveted kind of sound.
What about any of these? Jupiter 8.
Of course, Jupiter 8. Anybody voting for Jupiter 8? There's a Raw Moore on the chat. Phil has still got his SY85. Can't bear to part with it.
Oh yeah.
Lots of people on chat saying the Varus.
The Varus, yeah.
Yeah.
I do have a Varus here. That's just
And
never gets used.
I mean, can you compare a Varus to a CS80? Can you?
Nah,
no,
I mean,
I don't think you can.
Nah, I mean, I suppose it's kind of like the difference between, a Ferrari 250 GT from 1960 versus, like a Formula One car or a Ferrari 458. You know what I mean? Like they're different things. A Ferrari 458 is going to completely smoke a 250. One of them costs like 10 million quid.
I would suggest you could probably split this into decades. Moog in the 70s.
Yeah.
The Jupiter possibly 80s.
Jupiter 80s. Well, what about the DX came out, what, 80s, 88, 87, 88, something like that? Or was it earlier?
I was going to plump for the M1 in the 90s.
M1? Ooh, M1. I think it is. Isn't the M1 the most sold synth ever?
Big selling synth. There's Cosmic Cat. What about the 303?
TB303, yeah.
It spawned a whole generation of music, isn't it? Just
single. Yeah, that's a good shout.
Flirping up. So yeah, I think. Okay, so will we say 70s Moog?
DX is just a preset. No, DX is not just a preset machine, is it not? You can program it.
Well, if
you've got a degree in FM, yeah, no.
If you go and watch King Unique, actually did a course on the DX7B, and he attempts to make you understand it. We also have courses on FM synthesis, and if anybody wants to understand how it works. What else? Any other synths? The Mellotron. It wasn't a synth, was it?
Synth, is it?
It was a kind of like a
machine, isn't it?
Yeah,
a lot of tape machines
kind of
playing stuff. Same with Synth Clavier, and then the Fairlight, the Emu,
which were all samplers. I mean,
the emulator.
Emulator 2, which is just I'm a Depeche Mode nut, and they used them, so it's kind of I love the sound palette. In the 90s, we had M1s. We had I made all my records on a JV 2080, so I kind of love that.
JV 1080 was a big synth.
And
so what's that that's 2000s. 2000s, you're talking about JP 8000. Spawned the whole generation of trance.
Well, that was mid 90s.
Was it? Yeah. Oh, Chris is locked up.
Yes.
Are you back?
Oh, am I? I'm back.
Yeah, no, you just locked up there for a second.
Yeah, it's locked up there for a second. Children, get off Netflix! And then brings us up to 2000. So
Varus.
I'm gone again, am I?
No, you're okay.
Varus.
You're okay. You're all
Varus, would you go Varus?
2000s. Does that? Well, 2000s. When did Silent come out? Because it was pretty.
Was it before 2010? Yeah, it was. It was about 2000 and...
Let's get on the internet. When did the virus come out? Virus A, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Although the A wasn't really all that.
It was the Varus C, was it?
The virus C was, yeah, so 1997? Is that really that early? Yeah, I suppose it would have been.
And then 2000s would have been... So Silent, and then I suppose 2010 onwards, you have things like Serum.
Yeah.
And of course...
Yeah, it did produce 1997 for the Virus A, but it was kind of...
There's Show Me the Lights. It's mentioned the quasi-MIDI. We had a quasi-MIDI.
Yeah, you had a Raven, or wasn't it a Raven?
He says the Raven. I don't think mine was the Raven. I can't remember the name. It was the worst synth ever made. Now, if we're doing the show on the worst synth, that... And I saw someone earlier on in the chat saying the Micro Q. The Micro Q is just...
It was horrible.
It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. So it was. So...
Virus B. I had the Virus B was the virus that came with the parkour.
Oh, yeah.
See, the Virus C, I'm thinking, is the one that introduced the Hypersaw, wasn't it?
Yeah.
2002. God, I'm getting old, man.
I know, because it feels like last year.
Yeah, it's 18 years ago.
I know.
Yeah.
So there you go. So, yeah.
What's the winner?
What's the winner? Anybody else? Well, there's people saying Sequential Pro 3. I mean, I think they're all amazing synth, but it's like, was it that influential? Like, the Moog was definitely influential.
The Moog still gets used now, you know what I mean? The amount of people
Totally.
that are sort of still using Moogs in songs, you know, projects that I get, there's always like a mini Moog, a mini Monster, a Legend, you know, a Boog, or whatever. You know, it's probably the most copied of all synths ever. I suppose TB303, you would imagine's probably gone out of favor in the last sort of 5 years in sort of more commercial sound and stuff, but you know, you would still, you know, you're going to get a Moog in hip hop, R&B, dance, electro. You know, it's still a fundamental bass sound in so many different genres. Where something like the 303 is very much of its time, of its era. And,
yeah.
So
yeah, to me, the Moog, when I still hear a Moog, it's just so warm and fat and just lovely and just like, it still does it for me. Yeah. But there are plenty of other people love an OB-X or a sequential circuits or whatever. But yes, yeah, everybody's asking. Yes, we are clickbaiting the title. So, yeah, and then we move on to the...
Anna 2 is the best synth ever. Yeah, of course.
Anna 2 is currently the best synth. So, done and dusted. We've sorted it. Yeah. It's Anna 2. Anna 2! Yay! So, yeah, look, there's some really cool, interesting... It's just because that the Arturia OB-X A...
Yeah, it came out today. So let's have a look. We've got it. It came out. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm seeing what you... This is where it started from, was going, you know, is this... We were talking to Bluff Monkey. He doesn't particularly love this emulation. He thinks there's a Synapse one dropping very, very soon. In fact, they released the video today. It's called Obsession. So if you go to look for Synapse Obsession...
Is it coming out today as well?
No, they released the teaser video today.
Demo mode, isn't it?
So I'm sure we're coming close on that.
Can you play jump?
I can play it.
Yeah, I did. I think the filter's pretty good.
Yeah. See, yes, Bluff Monkey and Protoculture's on the chat here. Hello, Protoculture, welcome along. He's saying that the Legend is ridiculously close to the original. I'm going to fess up here. I hadn't ever heard of the Legend until today, because it was Bluff Monkey was telling me about it, and I went, what's the Legend? And I went and checked it out. I did not know.
I mean, I checked it out and I thought it was very good, but then I think there's a lot of people... The thing with the the Moog filter is there is a very good open source Moog, or well, not even it's just the code, the DSP Moog filter has been online for a long time. It's been iterated, and there's very good versions of it, so it's quite easy to replicate that. The OB-X filter is somewhat different, so it'll be interesting to see. And I mean, ultimately, that's the only difference.
Yeah.
The oscillators are easy to replicate pretty much, so it's all kind of down to the filter and if there's any other quirks of the synth. But
yeah, you're trying to discover and replicate those quirks and down to So what we're going to do is going to get Mr. King Unique to do a how to use on the OB-X AV, and then hopefully you'll get Mr. Bluff Monkey when Synapse drops. I'm going to get him to do an AB and do a drag race and see which one is the best.
Yeah,
which will be kind of interesting. Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, I did a few OB-X sounds, OB-6 sounds on Anna 2, and there's definitely. I think there always is that just sort of slight that analog synths have that I don't think you can really do. I mean, I was even listening to the Yuhi repo. I mean, it's a very good reproduction of an analog synth, but still there's just that sort of slight bit of something missing, I think.
Mm-hmm. In other chat news, we have a free plugin given away this week. Yeah, which we should chat about. And if you don't know about this, you should head over to...
Really good.
It's not Valhalla, is it?
Yeah, DSP.
It is called Supermassive. So this is free.
Yeah. Free to the max.
Free to the max. You've had a play with it,
Yeah,
Philip?
it's really good. Really good. It's I think it's sort of like a delay come reverb type thing.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can...
Sounds amazing.
Let's go and get it on.
Get it on. Let's get it on.
Can you see it?
I can't.
Oh, I'm in the wrong folder, am I? No?
I don't know.
Where have we got? Why can't I see it?
While you're doing that, actually, while there are a couple of other Oberheim emulations out there. We'll probably try and do a face off of them all, and maybe it'd be cool actually. You know the way protocols.
I installed it on my laptop.
Anyway, so what would be cool to get Protoculture to do? To compare the emulations of say a Moog, all the Moog emulations, and somebody else to compare all the OB-X emulations.
That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, and sort of go.
We'd have to get the real thing too, would we? Could we?
I don't know.
What are you comparing them to?
The real thing.
Yeah.
I suppose if you knew the real thing, I don't know.
Can you get? I mean, would you compare it to a Boog? Is a Boog as good as a Mini Moog? Is that still a debate, or has that been sort of proven that the Boog is just the same components, therefore it is the same thing?
Is that the general?
That's what
consensus?
From what I gather, that is just the same components. So why would it be different? But
okay.
So are we going to buy an OB6 OB-X A?
You've got a 6, haven't you?
We need to get an OB-X A. That's the one, isn't it?
That's the one. And is Behringer doing a version?
I believe they are. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll wait till that comes out, shall we? Shall we? There you go. So, guys, Phil has a problem. I mentioned the B word. So, yeah, we think, look, probably each decade has its own big synth. Behringer bringing them all back, as we know. There's still some really cool, forward-thinking soft synths out there. So there isn't probably a best synth ever made. There's probably everybody's opinion. What you love, what I love, will be two different things.
All the synths. The best synth.
All the synths. But it is the JV2080, so there you go.
Yeah. Right.
Never finished. What's next, Phil?
What's next? We have a wee bit of a snippet from the Speaker Honey course, I believe.
Yes. So Speaker Honey, if you don't know Speaker Honey, she's a new signing to Mousetrap, Dead Mouse's label. She's a really cool sort of quirky indie girl from America who does kind of really interesting techno-y, electro-y, sort of vibey stuff. Really, it just sits out. We were discussing what genre it is over the last few days, and it just sits outside of lots of genres, which I love. It's just kind of hard to define. She looks amazing, and the course is really, really cool and really great. She's doing a track walkthrough of her track. This is the ending, which I think came out last week on Mousetrap. So yeah, really, really happy to have her and some female representation on Sonic Academy. So let's have a listen.
What's up? My name is Speaker Honey. I am going to take you inside of my new single, Is This the Ending, featuring Tori Letzler. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight all the cool tricks and important aspects of the track that really made it sound like the way it did. I'm working in Ableton 9, and this is my home studio.
Right, so I'm gonna solo the kick in the bass groups just so you can hear it more clearly. I wanted to incorporate a sense of call and response type of bass. I use this really cool plugin called Track Spacer by Waves Audio, and what this is going to do is build a direct relationship between the kick and the bass and allow them to really glue together. So I'm gonna play it for you guys so you can see what's going on. The top blue line is the information from the kick send into the bass track spacer. So when you hear them together now, and you can see the bottom line is the bass frequencies getting cut a little bit just to allow a little bit more space for the kick to hit. And then the two sounds sound way more glued together. So the first vocal stem that she sent was already processed a little bit. Like I had a little bit of a vocoder effect that added a couple different tones and then maybe a little bit of a auto tune. Is this the ending? I wanted to make it bigger, right? I use this really cool plugin. It's called Trans X Wide. It's by Wave Audio. So I'm going to play it before the widener. And then I'm going to play it with the widener. So in the build-up, I wanted to have something driving up to the drop. So I actually just like cut up a piece from one of the earlier samples or one of the earlier phrases. So the sound actually comes stock with Anna 2. So if you guys are interested in playing around with it, I'll show you where it is. So presets, and then it's called Above All. One thing that's super important to the sound of the track is I added a one knob pumper. So what one knob pumper is doing is it's basically just adding exactly what it says. It's adding a pump to the sound. I have an auto filter. I have automation on the frequency here. It's funny, the automation here, it was actually an accident. I accidentally duplicated this part of the sound, and then I noticed, oh my gosh, I was also repeating the automation. But you know what? It actually sounded really cool, so I just left it there. See how it's kind of making it pulse in and out? Yeah, that was one of those happy accidents that I just kept it in there, so that's why it looks like that. Here's the sound before I adjusted it. So what I did is I added another EQ8. Then the sound sounded a little bit dry to me. I kind of wanted to trip it out a little bit more. So I added this cool plugin called the Eddie Kramer Effects. So here's without it, and here's with it. It's adding in a cool combination between reverb and delay. And then I was thinking that the sound's missing some bass elements. I added on the Jack Joseph Puig bass plugin. Here's it without it, and here's it with it. So it really fattens up the sound. Then finally, I felt like I wanted it to sound a little bit more complex, so I added a ping pong delay on top. I have a whole section in my track called Flares. I tend to always have a group called Flares in my productions, and this is really just cool effects and percussion sounds like cymbals and crashes that I use to mark changes. You can see they tend to happen around every 16 bars or so, and that's because most of the changes in my track happen around this time frame too. I think it's really important to have these type of elements in your productions because they really help glue the whole song together and give everything a more professional sound. And definitely don't forget to use them in your own productions. Maybe the one thing that's stopping your song from having a real professional sound is the lack of these transition elements. This track will be number 4 on my upcoming EP called Super Future, which will be out on Mousetrap worldwide June 5th, 2020.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. No, really cool to have my first ever woman as an SA tutor. Not true. Not true. We have had what would she do? What did she do? Oh, I can't even remember her name. She did what was the
It was an isotope plugin, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. It was a Native Instruments plugin.
Native Instruments plugin, yeah.
It was a really cool plugin. What do you call it? It was like a
It was like a what was that called?
Come on,
I
you
don't
can do it.
remember. It was like an effects thing, wasn't it? It looks like a modular effects.
It wasn't like a sampler, stretcher,
I don't know.
Anyway, she's the second female producer, tutor on SA, and we want more. We definitely want more. I've been reaching out to a couple other ones to try and get them. Speaker Honey, I think, is really, really cool. I love her. I think she's brilliant, and she's really quirky and fresh, and she's not fat and boring like the rest of us. So there you go.
Hey,
Hey, easy there, lad.
Demos.
Take it easy.
Okay.
Dear. The truth hurts.
Okay, see where this is going tonight. Do you know, I've actually got a new pair of shoes.
So die. Hold on.
These are actually trail running shoes. I'm just breaking them in a wee bit before I go for a run.
What'd you get?
Got Nikes.
I got Adidas.
You've still got tags on yours, Chris.
It's only because they arrived today. Only arrived today. I don't like them, to be honest with you.
Show us again. Let's see them again.
Oh, I just thrown them away. Hold on.
It's alright. It's alright. Okay. I'll show you mine again because we were small. Mine look better.
This is taking a weird turn, isn't it? Shoes.
Nike.
So,
Nike. Who said
Nike.
Nike? I say Nike. Right.
Do you say?
I say
Do
Nike
you say
and I say
Porsche?
Moog. Okay.
And how do you say Porsche?
Porsche, Nike, and Moog. Right.
Not Porsche, not Moog, and not Nike.
Porsche, Moog, and Nike. Porsche, Moog,
Porsche.
and Nike.
Oh, what do you mean hashtag ugly guys? Lad! Jesus!
Harsh in here tonight, lads. Harsh in here tonight.
Cosmic Gate, can you tell them all to be nice to us? You know,
Right, demos.
Tell you.
I'll tell
Demo
you what.
doctors, yeah.
These demos better be good.
Yeah. You're all in for it tonight. Kensha Laddock, that's it. That's who she was. Brilliant. Thank you very much. So, who's the track from?
What? It's Into the Ether with
Into the
Maya.
Ether.
You can see it. It's written there.
That's my niece is called Maya. Hello, Maya.
Nice vibes. Nice vibes.
Oh,
It is
Nice.
a good kick. I like that kick. I like that sort of loopy sort of sampling sound. Oh, nice. Oh yeah.
hi, Lysa Zaddy. Hi, Gordon Bates. Well done. Give us a big fat mother bass.
Yeah, nice and chill.
Sweet. This is sweet.
If I'm totally honest, I was expecting something a bit bigger or better with the bass.
Fatter. Yeah, I agree with you. I was looking for a big.
Yeah, something a bit more.
TRL, you're right. We think it needs just a warmer sub,
Yeah,
something
just
more just.
more interesting.
Yeah.
Easier. You know, I think tracks like this, I think they really need a vocal.
They do yeah. You need to bring it. Maybe not that vocal.
Do you know what I mean? No, I just want to hear something about that. Sorry, I'll
No,
never sing again.
No, do.
Do you know what I mean? No. Well,
Totally, they always need a vocal. The vocal just, I take it, Liam 8 has sort of elevated himself through
yeah.
getting brilliant vocals, and actually I heard Jekka's Transwax's new EP this week, and he has a vocal track, and it's just stunning.
How would you make that? Okay, so if you're not using a vocal, not everyone has access to vocals, although there is stuff like Vocalizer where you can, put your track on there, pay $100 and get a vocal.
Yeah.
Or sample packs. What do you do to make that more interesting?
This
People
break
on the
is a
chat
bit.
saying it's a bit boring, maybe. I mean, or generic, well, just one person, Jim, but
Yeah, Jim, cheer up. Come on.
I'm not saying he's right, but I can get where he's coming from. That how do you get a track to stand out or to be more interesting than, especially when it's a sort of chilled out track.
Do you know what I would do there? I would try and go for a big orchestration there. Some soaring strings, something that's like really left field, but a bit hooky, and it needs something to poke through. It's
I think with this type of music, the sort of the zeitgeist sort of seems to be moving in towards like wall of sound, sort of bigger, sort of like loads of delays on sounds that are sort of taking up a lot of space, to give you like a pumping sort of background vibe.
Yeah. What would you do? If you didn't have a vocal? What would be your thoughts? Like a lead line, some sort of synth lead, or
have to have some sort of evolving melody that's I mean there is something in there that's doing that. I think that maybe needs to soar more. I think having it as a pluck makes it less.
It's just buried in the background, isn't it? It's not made you're not making a feature out of it. It's too timid.
Yeah, it's a really tricky one because it's very, very pleasing music to listen to, and it's got nice builds.
Yeah.
The production's spot on. The mix is really good.
Protoculture suggests that he thinks it could be dirtied up a little bit more noisy vintage vibes, maybe more saturation in the mix.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
And I would love to hear. That's why I'm thinking properly big orchestrated strings. Doing a big sort of searing. I'm thinking kind of like elbow, type thing, or
yeah. I mean, I think there's a sort of kind of an issue these days, and I have it when I'm producing as well. In that, because the tools are sort of there right in front of you, your synths, your basses, your samples, clean kicks, everything's sort of there. I think it can be easy. It gets easy for everything to sort of sound the same.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about like the music. I'm just talking about the sound. That sound of like kick on the the kick, the bass, the sort of
No, so I think because you call up kick 2, it has a sound to it, and that's kind of in the area. You call up then these subby basses, they're all in that area.
Yeah, you think
call
of
up a warm
Anatu,
pad.
Silent, Spire, Pigments. They all sound roughly the same. How do you get it out of that sort of in the box sound?
Mm-hmm.
And I struggle with that too. How do you get out of the in the box sound and get it, to sound something other than that? You know what I mean? What?
So are you trying to steer it in a more like, let's get some real instrumentation on, or let's get some sort of more?
I think that's where a vocal can really help, take it away. Otherwise, a lot of the time for me, it sounds. I feel like it sounds like a synth demo or like. I think when you compare like a really good artist has that like X factor of sound or something that like you listen to Phil Kieran's stuff, and I know he sort of messes with in the box, out of the box, and he'll put stuff through tape machines and like out amplifiers into speakers and just I don't know. I don't necessarily have the answer to this, but for me,
I
a lot
understand.
of tracks sound in the box to me.
I think a lot of tracks sound like this, that you're going, yeah, this sounds great, lovely kick, nice chords, brilliant piano, blah blah blah, but there's just something amiss. There's just that next 10% that's really got the ear candy, that's really grabbing you, that's really locked you in. And this track could, whilst it sounds brilliant and I love it and the chords are brilliant and the piano is lovely, it could very easily pass me by and not, and not get a second listen. It could be like, yeah, cool, yeah, that's fine. And when I was making music, Phil, I was always terrified that I was going to make that sort of music. I either wanted people to kind of really hate it or really love it.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I never wanted
right in that, it needs to probably have more balls in either, the loops again, they sound sort of like quite clean loops.
Yeah.
There's not much like pump from compressors or, saturation or tape or, mojo.
Yeah, mojo.
Mojo.
And somebody said, yeah, Kyle Wilson, good point. It probably fit in a really well in a mix album, but standalone doesn't carry much weight. It's just a bit, So yeah, I agree. But it's hard because it actually does sound great.
This is the hard bit, it's when you can, and this is the problem that I have as well. I'm working on stuff at the minute, just like for the preset pack and stuff, and it's like you get to a point, you've got all this nice stuff in, and it's all sound, but then you listen to stuff, and there's a gap between just putting instruments on a channel and getting it to sound, like a big track. You have to do work in terms of like things I'm doing is like intercompression between sounds and like getting more pump on certain sounds and putting stuff through tapes and like the slate stuff just to get more vibes and I don't know.
And off quantizing things a little bit and just moving things, humanizing things up.
That's a thing as well, isn't it?
Somebody suggests Will on the chat. Thank you, Will.
Humanity that is missing, yeah.
JTech does a tech tip on his latest course about getting away from out of the box sound. So yeah, look, the JTech tips that came out last week are genuinely a gold mine of absolute secrets and tech tips, and it's just information. And he is brilliant at sort of, he just comes up with these sort of highbrow concepts of
Do you know what I'd love to try? This would be an interesting one, right? Say you made a track.
Hold on before you say, is this going to cause me work?
Yes.
Oh,
so imagine, right? Imagine this. Imagine making a track, but you're not allowed to use quantize, and you have to play all the parts live the whole way through.
Right.
So you have to do your kick.
Yeah. Are you taking into account my latency in the studio?
And then, so that's just your kick, and you have to play your kick all the way through, and then you get your bass sound, dunk, 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 dunk. You have to play the whole thing, and then just no quantize, and you just see what it sounds like at the end. I wonder what that would sound like. Probably
with my latency in the studio, when I hit a key, it does take about 200 milliseconds before Logic goes, oh, okay, I'll play that for you. So there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Next track,
so
Sonair.
Next track,
Verona.
Sonair. DJ Sonair is on the chat. Hello, DJ Sonair. And Cool Kev DJ.
Brian says, like a band. Yeah, like a band. I played live keyboards on TV, I'll have you know.
Bands are all quantized. I know people that are fully employed to fix drums in Pro Tools of bands.
Yeah, not when they're live though. You can't fix drums live.
Yeah, but if they're in the studio playing them live, then they send them to Pro Tools engineer. He quantizes them all.
Alice is backing me up. She says yes, I did play keyboards live on TV.
He did.
Yeah, actual keyboards, yeah.
He did.
Had to learn the parts and everything.
He did. Were you nervous?
Was it totally?
Totally nervous.
Yeah, although I was more nervous about my big belly, but the lad said to the lighting guy, and he only lit me up to there. imagine.
You could say something to the lighting guy in your studio.
Just have a lighting guy follow me about in life. Avoid the belly.
Sorry, DJ, it's on air. This is your track.
I'll get more volume.
I hope some subs drop here.
Yeah, it could be a. Let's check the spectrum. Looks like nothing below 40 there.
Yeah.
Is it going to happen, do you think, or?
Not at this point.
So if I do this.
That's more like it. Isn't it?
I'll have to put that before this.
Yeah. I would suggest, DJ Sonar, you've probably got monitoring problems at home
Yeah.
and maybe aren't able to get the bass.
Is that better?
That is better. And again, we're back to.
I wonder if
It's all really
that come through?
interesting.
That must come through the live stream as well. You get some drive on that as well.
DJ Sonar's bought a sub. Well, I think you need to switch it on.
Maybe that's the problem. You switch it on. It's like
Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe you're just you're backing way off, and the sub is too much.
fast track though. Really like this.
Yeah, I like
Good
this.
atmosphere.
You just need to get that sub going there. The kick sounds really light. So he's saying this track was made before he had the sub. I think you need to go back and revisit. Just get the bottom end really solid.
It's just saturate everything. Too much. Obviously, we turn everything off.
So what would you, again, if you had this on your desk, what would you do?
I actually really like the track. I don't think you need much. It's got nice momentum. I just think if people are wondering where the bass is, I'm adding the bass in here on an EQ.
Somebody's telling you to calm down, you're going to
Yeah.
blow their Yamahas.
But yeah, genuinely would put a wee bit of. You can do that mastering. It sounds okay there.
Protoculture's really not liking the claps. He thinks they need to be more saturated, maybe a different vibe. I kind of get what you're saying. They're just very plain 909, aren't they?
Obviously, it's a Brighton 909. Yeah, I mean, oh, sorry. If normally if I'm doing like 909s in techno, I try not to brighten them too much,
You're right.
and then try to use them for more like, instead of like bumps, more like, you know what I mean? Use them for like percussion things. I really
Nice.
love the rest of the sounds and the atmosphere and stuff. It's brilliant. That
Yeah.
arpeggiator and stuff.
Yeah.
Will it turn the bass back on? Who wants the bass back on?
Yeah, I'd like him. Somebody's asking, how does the console one now integrate with Ableton? How is it? How you find it?
Fantastically.
Fantastic. There you go.
Fantastically. It's absolutely an absolute super dream.
Well worth the outlay, yeah.
Oh yeah. It's great.
How much is a console one?
I think it's only like 350 quid or something.
And you get the software with it then?
Yeah,
you get some.
You get the 4,000 with it. Okay, here we go. Bass back in when it kicks in. Ready?
You ready? Really cool. It's like 4 a.m. at a really dark, dingy, concrete clubbing.
Sunshine music. Let me just.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to the break here.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I wanted to listen to see how much stuff was being sidechained, because I think that could bring up the energy a bit. You know, you sort of, when you come out of the break, you almost want that a lot more sucking stuff going, you know.
Probably get a ride in there.
There you go. We ride.
A wee ride. Cool. There you go.
So what do you think? More bass?
More bass.
More bass. I would probably...
Jim's disagreeing with me that it's like at 4 a.m. in a dingy, dark club. It is, Jim. It is.
It is.
It is.
Shine music.
Shine music. Total shine music. What would you do? More subs?
More sub. Yeah, just more
Fatter.
bass on the kick and bass. I would maybe try and pump some more elements just to get that sort of more driving stuff. Maybe some of the percussion or some one element that's just giving that driving vibe. I love all the other sounds. I think it's really good, and
Yeah, I would get a
I
ride
would
in and
maybe
get
milk that break a bit more.
clap.
More interesting. Like take it away more.
Yeah.
You know, with filter
Effects and
like high pass
feedbacks and
filter
sort of-
with a load of reverb coming on, so it's like you
Yeah.
know, really.
You want to feel claustrophobic in the club and stuff at that point. It's just sort of like, oh, what's going on, and then it just drops. Yeah. So look, I really cool. Well done,
Yeah, good
DJ
track.
Sonart.
Good track. Good
Thank you
track.
very much for sending in. Thank you very much for your cool vibes.
Okay, let's go next. Turn the bass off. Interesting start. Again,
So this is Bongos.
this doesn't sound as in the boxy, do you know? So
Yeah,
it's more-
Bongos Lord. This is his track. Are break beats coming back? I'm hearing more and more breaks recently. Hi, potty mouth.
Like it?
Yeah.
Love that bass.
It's very 90s. It's very cool.
Yep, super danceability.
Yeah, it is kind of like a. There's definitely 90s vibe. There's definitely main stagey current vibe with 90s
Yeah,
stuff. I like it.
I could see Cosmic Cat and Boguslaw doing a back-to-back set with their tracks. Similar sort of vibes.
It feels like it's holding back a little bit. Feels like it should be a bit more
Yeah,
party,
like
a
that
bit more.
offbeat hat. I'd probably get a bit more.
Yeah, they're very polite, aren't they?
Yeah,
And I would watch the panning on the hats as well, because whilst they sound great in headphones, in a club, which sometimes can be mono or left speaker can be over there and right can be over there, you know, it could get lost. But yeah, hats need to drive it a little bit more.
I love the vibe, love the groove.
You nailed the bass. And lots of cool little fills. Yeah, but dirty, more saturation.
Yeah, good. Like
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's kind of party vibes. It's big up club. I can see it being played in likes of Miami clubs and stuff, but just needs to be a bit more, just a bit more sort of.
like that. Just that hi hat. Just a bit. I think you've had a a crunchy, nice hi hat in one of your previous tracks you've sent in. So I think do that.
It's Freddie Legrand's love child. There you go.
Yeah, you used to make quite a lot of music like that, didn't you, Brian? You did.
He did.
What was? You did a couple of big remixes, didn't you? You did. Did
he do Beyonce?
Beyonce and something else.
Did he?
Hey, it was another track. Remember your guy? He was like a big black guy that did like a whole bunch. He did a really big with Mouse, Danger Mouse.
Sydney Sampson or something? No.
Did an album with Danger Mouse.
Brian, please put us out of our misery and tell us on the chat who you did it.
Tell us, Brian.
Tell us, Brian. Tell everyone in the chat. Ask Brian.
Beyonce. Brian, tell us. Tell us, Brian.
Tell us who it was.
Tell us, Brian.
Everyone in the chat.
Brian,
Ask Brian who he remixed.
Tell us. What was your like? You did like a big remix of something. Yeah, forget him. Forget him.
Nelly Furtado.
Nelly Furtado. Wait, no, you did. I don't think you did a legitimate remix, but you did a mix of this track or a mashup of a track. Gnarls Barkley. That was it. Gnarls Barkley.
Crazy. And, all right, so did he actually do Nelly Furtado remix?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I thought he was taking the piss there. So, all right, very good. Cool.
Who knows?
Who's Brian? Kyle. Who's Brian? Brian is he's the man behind.
Man behind the scenes.
Man behind the scenes. He's like, the Wizard of Oz. Just pulls all the levers. Makes everything work.
Did he feck? He did.
He did. Jim.
Brian was massive.
Well, Jim, you're up for a fight tonight. I don't know what's wrong with you.
Discount rhinos.
Discount Brian.
Discount Brian.
Yeah, look for discount.
That was your.
Discount Brian. Discount.
Oh, let's go from the start. Trent.
Okay, so Mr. Owl.
Owl in the chat.
Owl's in the chat.
So far, so good. So far, so good. Yeah, that works.
Driving along. Oh, like that. This demands that I turn my headphones up.
Yeah. Good builds at every section. Like it.
Yeah.
Won't drop enough. I wonder will it. Vocals? We'll have a vocal. Kyle, where's the vocal from? Original or?
It sounds a bit like
Marie Brennan or something?
No, Home.
Right.
Your singer.
Penny?
Yeah. Oh, nice. Nice.
Sample pack. Sounds really good. Yeah, solid.
Is everyone on the beers?
No, I'm not. Do you know the only thing that's slightly bothering me about this?
What?
Is the click on the kick. I want to be on the beers. I'm gonna go and get a beer when I get home.
Next week we'll do a virtual pub, because we're not getting to the pub with our mates. We'll all be mates together in the bar. Chink chink. I know some of you is 12 o'clock in the afternoon, but hey.
Yeah, sure. Everyone, where are you all from, by the way? Can everyone post where they're from, just so we can get time zones and stuff? Just out of interest.
We could do a Zoom chat. Yes, let's do a Zoom chat with everyone.
Switzerland, Canada, London,
Germany,
Netherlands, Canada.
Belfast, Russia, Glasgow, Poland, Barcelona, Derry, Florida, Bangor.
Do you know what? I think I don't mean to ignore the track aisle, but I think it's just a really good track. I don't think there's too much to say other than it's really good. I think everyone's just got the party vibes now.
It is totally. That's exactly it.
Hands in the air. Don't let us down, man. Don't let us down. Oh. Don't know. Did that work?
It didn't. This works. This
works.
is rocking. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to bring
That little
back.
fill. Go back to fill.
That
sounds weird.
That bit there needs work.
This
bit's brilliant.
nailed. Lovely melody. Like it? Really like it.
Really good. I agree. Someone said that build sounds out of time. It does. It put me off. I was trying to waiting for the build, and then it just sort of threw me.
Protoculture, what do you think? I mean, this is very much your bag. And a nice pickup.
Yeah, that's a great track. Yeah, breakdown was amazing. Just that last wee section on the build up was just not quite doing it. What do you think, Chris?
Definitely.
Is this a finished track, Oil, or you still got sort of time to go back and do stuff?
Protoculture says so. It sounds like old stone facing terminal, 2012, perfect stuff.
There you go.
I know you're not writing trons anymore. I know.
He has time. Yeah, I would just fix that wee bit there.
Excellent. Well done. But Phil, it's back to that sort of. Remember we were talking about trance is getting slightly better again,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's back to that PVD where we were talking about.
It's not just trying to be the biggest thing in the universe. It's just sort of sitting in that nice, really just glorious sort of zone of like you want to be there. You want to be in a place, big festival with everyone going off and the fireworks and the smoke.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Somebody else, and do you still have the vocals for Holding On? I do indeed. I do.
Holding on to nothing.
Nailed it.
Okay, what are we doing now?
I don't know what we're doing now. We are going to announce the winners
of the thing.
Of the remix competition. Okay. Who would want to know who won the remix competition?
Did I win it?
No, you didn't win it. Sadly.
Oh, don't do that.
Oh.
Okay, we've blown it.
He's blown it. Oh my God!
I didn't realize they were supposed to be like this. In third place.
Oh, hold on.
Jay Hart. We can still do it. We can pretend that bit didn't happen. Everyone pretend. Everyone pretend they didn't see it.
Drum roll.
In second place.
How do you say the name again?
It's Yoru and Dimmy K.
Yay! Well done, Yoru and Dimmy K. And in first place, drum rolls. I'll do the drum roll.
This went so much better in rehearsals.
This is total and utter disaster. And the show was going so well and so smooth and so professional. It's utter fail. It's total fail. So look, well done to System Glitch. You're going to get a release on New Retrowave's YouTube channel, which has just got its 1 millionth subscriber. So you're going to get A really big exposure from that. Well done. Well done. Well done to
Second.
everybody. What?
Someone just pointed out it's third, first, and second.
We've even spelled it wrong.
Oh, where was Brian? Brian was watching this too. I blame Brian. Brian, all your fault.
Totally, Brad. Brad, we'll have. Can you see me in the office tomorrow morning, please? Just because it's just been terrible. Right? Do you know what? In fact, I'm going to blame Michael Oakley. He's promised me a video all week. He was going to promise me a video, and even this morning I spoke to him. He's in Canada. He says, "Sure, I'm just having my coffee. I'll get it recorded. I'll get it done."
Sure.
And then a new video
sure.
arrives. So at 7 o'clock tonight, we're like, "Oh, we've no graphics." And Phil says, "I'll build something really pro and professional." Don't worry, lads. I've got this.
Yeah. What are we doing? First, second, and third?
But who came second? Second. Oh dear,
God.
dear.
It's harder than it looks, lads. It's harder than it looks. Okay.
It is hard. To be fair, Phil is pushing lots of buttons and thinking about lots of things. So, sorry. First place gets a big voucher from us. Second place gets a slightly less big voucher from us, and third place gets a really small voucher from us. So well done to everybody. Thank you so much for entering. We got loads and loads of entries. Oh God! Can I just clear off and go and fix myself a nice dark and stormy and come back? Would anybody mind? So Mr. Umick and Mr. Tyus. We have Mr. Tyus.
Oh, that's right. He's on the show next week.
He's on the show next week. He's going to be on live.
He's going to be on
next
live.
week.
So you can talk to him, ask questions.
You can peck his head, right? You can really annoy him and go, "How do you do this? How do you do that? How do you do that?" So yeah, we've got Sean on the show next Thursday, just before his course on Friday. So we're doing that. And Mr. Umek is in about 4 weeks. I think Mr. Umek, it's all done. It's in. It's edited. It's ready to go. So we're going to him. I can't give you the exact date. I don't know it. That's why. So there you go. So yeah, Mr. Tyus next week. So if you have questions, if you want to go and chat about any tracks he's done, we will probably say hello, Sean. And then about 30 minutes later, we'll say goodbye, Sean, as he has talked.
Should we encourage people to send questions into live at Sonic Academy, and then just we have maybe a few prepared?
Yeah, that would be cool. So live at sonicacademy.com. If you could email questions in, we'll fire them over to Sean. He can prepare something. So we'll have a chat with him.
Specific. If you want to talk about specific tracks, I'll maybe queue up a few tracks and stuff, and we can talk through certain elements. You know, I'm interested in sort of some production stuff, so keep chatting to him, and we'll see if we can figure it out. Okay.
We are, yeah, because we're always listening. And he's been. I remember DJing with Sean when he was just starting out. You know, he's a young, and he's never lost that enthusiasm.
I met him when we was it Colville. You were playing.
Colville, probably. Yeah. Oh yeah. You and Paul came over.
Yeah, me and Paul came over. We were playing with Fergie up the road, and.
All right. Were you not at some sort of like convention thing?
Maybe
no.
Were we?
Yeah. I think you were at a convention. So.
Yeah. Okay. So this is where you get your remix.
Yeah.
Go onto the site.
Yeah.
SonicAcademy.com.
Yeah.
Remix contest.
Yeah.
Mega mashup.
Yeah.
Okay. Download materials.
Why does it say two?
Must be two materials, is there?
Yeah, this one is.
Okay, we've got, here's the prizes.
A little glitch.
It's not actually downloading, is it?
Download samples.
Why is it not downloading?
No, hit the download. Because you hit, go over to your left.
All right.
Yeah.
Right. I agree, okay, God. Only 43 megabytes? I suppose it wasn't that many.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then, so there's the prizes. First prize, 3D16 plugins. Second prize. Second prize, 2D16 plugins. And third prize.
Thirst.
Third prize.
Prize.
All right, so when you've got them downloaded, go over to your downloads. Let's see what we've got. We'll just fire this in here for now. Oh, there we go. In here.
Yeah, so look, there's no rhyme and reason to these samples. They're a bit sort of rando, but a bit of everything for everybody. And yeah, just go and make some glorious. Be free to do whatever you want to do. This is,
Yeah.
you know.
Do you know? I'll just get. It's nearly 9:30, so I'll just fire through these samples and just throw a few in and let you hear them really, and then we'll just wrap it there. I think, Chris. Oh, yeah.
So bongos.
Hold on. Let's
Oh.
let's get rid of that for now. Bongos. More bongos.
Cool.
You can get loads of bongos.
D16 are actually Polish. Some people are asking where they're from. They're
Are
Polish
they
company.
Polish, yeah? I
Yeah,
did
yeah.
not know that.
Neither did I until this week. But they've been really kind and generous.
What else we got?
I don't know, you put it together.
Got some. Let's get a wee filter on that there.
We low cut.
What else we got? Oh, you
Oh,
must have put that in.
guitars?
Oh no, maybe I put that in today.
You put that in, yeah.
Did you not put your brass samples in? You're going to put brass samples in.
Ah!
Okay, what else we got? What else we got?
We're looking for the most creative ideas, aren't we, Phil?
Whoa,
Oh,
that's big.
oh, how's chord? Oh,
Okay, and then there's a nice wee. Yeah, so you get creative, do stuff. Don't just throw all the samples in and.
hold on. People are having issues here with the page saying it's sent me back to the main site.
Okay. You need to be signed in.
Yeah, you have to be a registered user, probably.
Yeah, need to be a registered user. Need to sign in.
You don't have to be a subscriber, you just have to be a registered user and signed in. So if you can check that. It didn't let me click on it. Is anybody fighting?
Are you able to do it?
It keeps saying Take a Light is find the mashup mix page, but when I click on it, back to the main page, I'm signed in. Oh, did I forget? I forget to make it active.
Oh, is it?
No, it's not. No, it is active.
Should be active. Yeah. Let's go.
I think we might have a problem because it's not linked to a course. I don't know.
Brian.
Brian, help us out.
How am I getting on them?
It is now. Maybe it's because we're admins.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't active. Brian, I can't believe you didn't activate it. Oh God, Brian, we're gonna have to have serious chats in the morning.
Track is gonna be amazing. What's this? Oh, careful.
Watch us not distorting.
What?
Watch us not distorting.
Okay, we've got this. What's this?
Is there a big drum loop happening? Because it's blowing my ears.
It's what?
Is there like a big drum loop happening? 'Cause it's all distorted here.
Is that better, Chris? This is the best track I've ever made, I think.
So people asking to hear them in solo.
Oh wait, they can't hear them. It doesn't come through, does it? Sorry.
Oh, when you're auditioning there, does
when
it
I'm
not play?
auditioning, it is not coming through the master.
Through listen to?
I don't believe so. Anyway, is it? Oh no, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay. So you're breaking up a little bit here. This end.
That's basically it.
Don't you
Bunch
know?
of vocals.
Can you handle this?
Can you handle this?
Handle
Yeah.
this?
Can you handle this?
Can you handle this?
Can you handle this?
Don't hold back. Don't hold it back.
So there you go. We've given you vocals. We've given you drums. Given you some stabs. Go and make us a Dirty Crystal Method style breakbeat track. That's what we want to hear.
You can make whatever track you want. There you go. That's it.
There you go.
That's it. That's it.
Oh.
Switcher does not switch. I think it will.
Oh dear, Phil, you're. Oh,
Oh, sorry.
oh,
It's all right.
yeah. It's all gone a bit twitchy. It's all gone a bit twitchy this end.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
We're back.
It's okay.
Yeah, so there you go. Remake the comp.
Okay.
Use all the stuff. Oh,
Last couple of weeks we didn't do anything. We got offered Liz. Oh, nearly big wee Chris there. is
yeah.
it?
I think
Wee
your
Chrissy?
kids must be back on the internet.
They are back on streaming 4K HD movies whilst FaceTiming their friends and on Snapchat on another device.
TikToking. at
It's
the
just
same
ridiculous. TikToking. Get them back to school. That's what I say.
Time. Yeah, back to school.
Hey.
Yeah, back to school. Never
There
mind
you go.
coronavirus.
Guys. Get it. Go and get it. So, guys, thank you very much for joining us. I hope that was a spectacularly enjoyable 1.5 hours. It is for us. I tell you every week, it is absolutely
It genuinely is.
brilliant
It
for us.
genuinely is good fun.
It is good fun. Every week we have a laugh
Do you know,
doing it.
it's a bit stressful getting it ready, but when you do it, it's like, it's good fun.
It also means that we can go and have a nice drink as well. We go,
I feel like I
yeah.
really deserve a drink right now.
Yeah,
I really
totally.
deserve a nice cold beer. That's what we're
So,
going to do.
well, 4th of noon BST, which is British summertime, on the 4th of June, we'll close this competition down. And we'd love to hear just the community what you guys can do. You can where are they going to send? They can submit it via that page, so
They
we can
can,
all
yeah.
see. So we can all see where everybody's coming in and what yous are doing. So yeah, go on, just be creative and just enjoy it. And guys, if you have any tracks for next week's show, please email them to live@Sonic Academy. We didn't mention once, which we should have, is to hit the subscribe button, like, and hit the bell notification so you get notified when we're back on again.
Yeah.
Please tell your friends. Please get more people involved. It is brilliant. We love it.
Yeah, and
so,
thanks everyone for coming. It's been great. Love it.
It's going good. So to this time next week, please stay safe, please stay cool, and enjoy making some cool beats.
You going to do a dab?
See you.
There's a dab emoji.
Is that what it is? Oh, no, that.
Okay,
Was it?
we'll play it out with a bit of Speaker Honey.
Speaker Honey. Yeah, so this is a promo for a course coming tomorrow afternoon. So enjoy and see you all next week.
Bye.
What's up? My name is Speaker Honey, and welcome to SonicAcademy.com. I am going to take you inside of my new single, Is This the Ending, featuring Tori Letzler. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight all the cool tricks and important aspects of the track that really made it sound like the way it did. I'm working in Ableton 9, and this is my home studio. So I hope you enjoy the track, and I hope you learn something from these lessons.
You win thirst, please.
We're back.
I forgot the end of the stream.